This is segment 2 of the 3x3 of your child's IEP. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about 3 things related to the parent input section. It's funny, a lot of times when I see an IEP, there's nothing written in that section, or there might be an NA written there, or there might be a statement like, parent agrees with everything in this IEP. So I think it's sometimes that a parent doesn't know that that section even exists, because even when I'm involved, a lot of times they tend to just skirt right past that. In most IEPs, it's on the first page. And I believe that was very intentional to have it on the first page, because that's how important your input is in your child's IEP. So in the input section, you want to know a couple of different things, but I'm going to mention the 3 things that I think are the most important. So one is, of course, your desires for your child over the next year of your child's IEP. So your child's IEP doesn't run school year, it runs from the date that it's written until a full year from that date. So what do you want for your child? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What do you think that they need in school in order to make them successful? So if you believe, for example, that your child needs to have paraprofessional assistance in order to remain on task, to get their work done, to get from point A to point B, whatever it is that you think that they need it for, document that in there. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, if you are investing a lot of time and sometimes resources, money, into educating your child after school. So if you have tutors, if you have therapy, if you're sitting at the dining room table working with your child for hours every day, you want to capture that in that section. A lot of kids make tremendous amount of progress when parents are also investing in the home and helping the child in the home to achieve their IEP goals or to make progress in other areas. So you want to document that you have a vested interest in their education as well. Because a lot of times kids will make a bunch of progress, and then of course, schools might pat themselves on the back and say, we're so awesome. And it's not that they're not awesome, they might be really awesome. But if you're investing a lot in your child's education, you want to show that as well, okay? And number 3, if there are challenges, shortcomings, things that you really think that need to be in place for your child that currently are not, if you believe that they are failing to make progress, if you feel that there is not the assistance that is necessary in the classroom to educate your child, you want that documented. If something is not documented in the IEP, it is as if it was never discussed. So if you feel like you're going to possibly move forward in exercising your rights, I encourage you to make sure that is documented in the parent input section, the concerns that you have, the desires that you have for your child's education. If you have goal suggestions, if you have supports and strategies and interventions that you think would be really good for them, if you went to a parent training and you learned about a particular type of reading instruction or reading curriculum, document that in that section, okay? So you want to put in there your desires for their outcomes for that year, how much you're invested both financially and time-wise in your child's learning, and what you believe that they should be getting that they might not be, so that every concern that you have is documented within the IEP, okay? All right, good luck.